So it's another lovely day. I noticed outside it's kind of foggy and overcast. It's supposed to be like that for the whole day though. And generally I don't have much to do today. I'm just gonna be hanging around. The first thing I want to do is do invoices before I forget, because if I leave it, I might forget it, and then I won't get paid. So that's kind of the first thing that I have to do today. Other than that, I'll just go for a walk, feed the birds, have breakfast, do some work, and that's probably gonna make up my day. I finished my book on the weekend. When I read it over a little bit today, I could use with a little bit more editing, but essentially it's been done and couldn't be bothered doing the editing. It's only really picking up a couple of editing mistakes rather than a whole heap of them. Like I put a semicolon and then at the end of a sentence a semicolon, so it's sort of a broken speech. I think originally I had one aspect of that as a comma and then the second as a semicolon, but I was doing a quick version of a spell checking yesterday, and that probably screwed up the original punctuation that I had there. But at other instances, the semicolon's sort of suiting the sentence, and it's just this one instance where it's got like a semicolon and then another semicolon in the one sentence, and then you're like, oh geez, you know how I bet the editor changed that. So, but essentially it's done. So I was considering doing another poetry book. There's other topics that I want to write about. I wrote a whole list of topics. Um, I have them on a pad somewhere, so I'll probably research those and double check um, what I next want to write about. Um, I have an idea or two. I wouldn't mind writing an investigative report, but that's like 100 pages of investigative reporting. You're gonna be so sorry you started that. So, not really an investigative report like, police report or anything. It's just like you have to investigate information and then collect it and then write it in your own words and then put your own ideas forward, and then go into a next topic and write in the same way a little bit of investigation, write it in your own words, and then write your own um, ideas about the topics. So you do that like 10 times at least, and then you've got some sort of book that you've sort of written that you've bothered to investigate information over. And so it's going to be probably pretty intense, but I kind of want to do it. So um, I don't know whether it'll be a fiction or non-fiction. I guess in essence it's going to be non-fiction, but then when I write, I end up dramatizing ideas, and it could be considered fictionalized non-fiction, and you're like going, it's technically probably going to be a non-fiction book, but when I'm writing things, it might go under like self-help or personal help book kind of aspect to deal with the psychology of general topics of like what you think. It's like, what do you think about like young parents, and what do you think about older parents, or what do you think about parents? And I mean, it's not going to be those topics. I mean, those are interesting topics in itself, but I just conjured up that it's going to be different ideas that I've already written down on my pad. But still, the idea of crappy parents is an idea. But anyway, it's an idea to write about too, whether it's regarding age or generation gaps. That's a good argument in itself as well. I'll probably put that on my list. Thought about it, but that was just an example. But yeah, And I was thinking about doing that, and I'll probably write a poetry book while I'm at it. I want to do stylized poetry as my next poetry book, because usually I just do freestyle. And I looked up my name on the internet, and one of my freestyle books have actually made it to like a third party dealer. And I'm like, ooh, how is that gonna look if someone purchases this book and realize it's really crappy formatting? I should actually go through all my books and redo them. But there's so many formatting errors in my earliest books that it's like if anyone does buy them, they'll be disappointed. But I should actually go through them and sort out the information a bit more. But yeah, I did my first ISBN publication yesterday, so I'm like, getting technical there. Um, and so it's probably gonna make a more handsome book, but generally it's just like self-published books. Anyway, I gotta get up and I gotta get these invoices done, and then I can do whatever I feel like